All right. Happy Monday morning. Give it just a minute more for the YouTube stream to catch up. And there we go. We are live. All right. Hello, the founder, owner, operator of Tarot Unicorns and Coffee. And is our Monday morning card pull. It's called Magical Monday Manifestations. Ooh, I just got a message that my internet is unstable. Let's hope it holds on. And we do this every Monday, and I've been doing this probably for over 2 years now. So I'm glad that you're joining us. I hope that you benefit from this morning's card pull. Just a little bit of information on how the card pull will run. I start with tarot cards, and then I move into oracle cards. No matter where you are in your spiritual path, you will get a message today. I promise you that. It's just the way spirit works. It's not me, it's spirit. So let's start by, I wanted to let y'all know something about October. Did y'all know it's October already? I swear that last month just flew by. In October, there's a Friday. I love October, y'all. I love October because it's kind of when everything really officially gets fall-y, and fall is my favorite season of the year. I love October because it has Halloween, and I love Halloween. But October, metaphysically speaking, we have an October the 13th, which is good luck for those of you that follow the old tradition of the 13 being a lucky number. So we have a Friday the 13th in October. We also have 2 eclipses. We have a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, new moon, full moon, solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. So we have a lot of really, really good energy. We got Jupiter up there, the planet of luck, doing its thing. It's moving all over the place. Aligning with making some very fortuitous alignments. I'll say it that way. So we have a lot of things working for us this month. I hope you take advantage of those energies, whether you are astrologically inclined or not. There is a collective energy as we move into the fall and things kind of slow down and we're able to catch our breath from all of the summer activities. Collectively, it's a really good time for us just to settle in, catch our breath, reevaluate, reassess. So October, how I love you. All right. There are also, because I love October so much, I've got some witchy events on the calendar. I hope you check out the Tarot Unicorns and Coffee calendar. I've got a coffee magic event coming up this weekend on Saturday. And then I also have an event that I'm doing with the amazing tarot reader, Elizabeth Berkeley. And that's later on in this month on the 21st. It's called Two Witchy Women, Prove That Witchcraft is Not Wicked. And I'm really looking forward to that event. So I hope you join for some of those events. I know what else I wanted to mention. I am also revamping. I have a new newsletter that's going to go out weekly. It's going to have more content, less advertising. And I am putting the sign up link there in the chat. So I hope you do sign up for my newsletter. The first one will go out later today. I also have a membership. Some of you are already in my membership. Thank you for supporting me in that way. If you'd like to check out my monthly membership, I encourage you to do so. Every week, we get together every week within that membership, and we do mini workshops where we really dig in and get some information on a specific topic. And then I also offer a lot of other goodies besides the mini workshops. And the last thing I want to put over there is if you are seeking a personal reading, that's how you can get in touch with me for personal readings. All right, so let's get into today's event. I'm noticing that my deck is all over the place. I like all of my cards. I don't do reversals, so I like all of my cards to point the same direction, and my cards are not doing that this morning, so we might get some reversals. That's just spirit saying that's what we need. So top of the event, before we get into me actually pulling cards, because I do pull cards based on the energy of the group, and that can be this group that is live, that can be the group that is watching on YouTube, that can be the group that watches this recording a week from now, because energy, spirit knows not time. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment and focus your intentions. Do you have questions? Is there something that you are seeking clarity or guidance on? Focus those intentions. Send your questions out to the universe, out to the divine, out to whatever you call that power that is greater than ourselves. Take just a moment to do that. And then once you are done asking, we're going to stop asking and switch over into the receiving mode, switch over into the listening mode, switch over and say that, Spirit, I know you got me. I know you got me, and I'm going to get exactly what I need from these messages today. And I am ready to receive. We cannot ask and receive at the same time. So let's make sure we're in the receiving mode. As I pull these tarot cards, I want to let y'all know it's the month of October. And some of y'all who've been rocking with me for a while know that I like to pull from this deck during October. I think last year was the first year that I specifically pulled from this deck during the month of October. It's called Ghost and Spirits Tarot. This deck was actually gifted to me. I probably never would have found it on my own, but that's how Spirit works. Spirit gave me this deck and I love it. This is what my poor battered box looks like, in case y'all are trying to look for it online because you might like it. That's what the cover image looks like. My box fell apart, y'all. That's okay though, because I know how to sew and I sewed a little tarot bag for it. Okay. Let's get the deck. Let's get the deck. Let's get the cards for today's tarot pull portion out. Again, focus your questions, focus your energies, because this is the part where I pull on those energies. Listen to those energies as I pull these cards. So these cards are an answer to your asking. What do you have for us today, Spirit? There's a lot of asking. That card goes up there for some reason. We got a floater, y'all. I'm going to start calling them floaters. I just like that term better. A floater is a card that's not really part of the main card pool. I usually pull 5 tarot cards, and sometimes I'll get an extra card. And that's like a, it's like a significator. Is that how you say it? It's like a card that kind of gives the overall vibe or might answer an additional question towards the end. Spirit always tells me when I need to turn that card over, and it's not yet, so it's face down. But let's turn the cards over. The first 5 cards for today's tarot reading. And right off the bat, no wonder there's so many questions with this group. Right off the bat, the first card I get is the Tower. The Tower means something unexpected or tumultuous has entered your life, either recently or is about to. I'm gonna say recently. I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling like some of us, very few of us are about to enter a Tower moment. And those few of us that are about to enter a Tower moment, it's not going to be as devastating as you think. But I feel like for the majority of the crowd, we are coming out of a Tower moment, which may or may not have been a major shift in our life. Tower moments signify, it's like the lightning strikes up there. You never know where the lightning is going to strike unless you're wearing a tinfoil hat with the antenna in your hand. You never know where the lightning is going to strike. And so that's kind of the Tower, the energy of the Tower card is something unexpected coming into your life. But just like lightning, it's something bright as well. So even though that lightning might burn away something, might crack something, split something in two, destroy something by fire, even though it's destroying something, it also possesses the energy of light, which means it's breaking something open, removing something for your life so that more light can shine through. Enlightening moments also come as Tower moments. Not always bad. Sometimes you have an enlightening thought that literally shifts your entire life. Like, why didn't I think of that before? And it literally shifts your entire outlook on life. Those are Tower moments too. And those feel really good. So Tower doesn't always have to be bad, but this is a Tower starting off our week, which gives you a moment to reflect on if you are coming out of some bullshit, which I sense that some of y'all are. If you are coming out of some bullshit, let's stop for just a moment and ask Spirit, what was the purpose of it? What was I supposed to learn there? Where is my lightning bolt in the midst of this bullshit? How can I use this information, this event, to turn my life around, or to at least put me back firmly on my path, pointed in the right direction? But I'm going to go to the book because it's a major arcana, and we're going to see what additional information we have from the Tower. So with this deck, Ghost and Spirit, each card has a different specific ghost and or spirit, which aligns with the message of the card, which is why I love this deck. And in this case, the Tower is The fall of the house of Usher, not Usher Raymond, another Usher. Usher Raymond had a tower moment too with his son. I love Usher Raymond, y'all. That's my other ex-boyfriend. Here it goes. Let me read it. In Edgar Allan Poe's horror story, a sympathetic friend visits Roderick Usher, who is suffering from a mental disorder. Usher's twin sister, Madeline, wanders about in a trance-like state. Usher tells his friend that she has died, so together they place her in a vault. During a violent storm, a crash is heard below and a door flies open, revealing the ghostly sight of his bloody sister. Oh, y'all. Woo. She collapses on her panic-stricken brother, who dies under the weight of fear. So now we got two people dead. Lord. The friend flees and watches as the house crumbles into a heap. The house is a metaphor for mental turmoil. Anguished faces can be seen in the rocks, walls, and sky, indicating that all is not what it may seem. The sudden crash of the structure destroys illusion and forces change. There we go. A metaphor of mental anguish. And as we know, we are the only ones that creates our own anguish, despite what we try to do, despite how we try to blame it on other people, other circumstances, the world at large. We are the masters of our own mind, and we can create our own hell within our own mind, our own mental anguish based on how we choose to view and perceive the events of our life, the experience of our life. So mental anguish, but I really love where it says the sudden crash. So that whole story is talking about this sudden crash, destroys illusion and forces change. If you are experiencing any kind of mental anguish, maybe it's not anguish, maybe it's not that dramatic. I like to be dramatic. Mine is anguish. Maybe it's not that dramatic. Maybe it's just mental stress, mental unrest. This is asking you to look at the illusion of that your mind is creating, and to allow yourself to change, allow yourself to pivot, allow yourself to see something new. And if you can't see something new in the book, sometimes the bullshit is just bullshit. And if you can't see something new in the bullshit, stop looking at it. There is so much more in the world that you can focus your attention on. So the divinatory meaning, disaster may be headed your way, or you may have just recently came out of it, not necessarily disaster. Let's just say unrest. Let's just say something's about to shake your world. You may will be thrust upon you, but these changes are for your good. A lot of times also, we have tower moments when we're not listening to spirit. When we keep telling spirit, I know you said I'm supposed to meditate today, but I also got to do laundry and grocery and feed the dog. So I'm gonna meditate tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and we got something else to do. And then the next day comes and we're tired and we don't feel good and we're sick. And sometimes we have those tower moments because spirit is like, listen, I told you, I need you to meditate. So how about we break your car down so that you can't do all those things that you think are more important? How about we give you a little cold so that you have to lay in bed? And while you're laying in bed, maybe you'll meditate. Like sometimes those tower moments are just a moment where spirit has been trying desperately to get a message through to us, and it's doing everything it can. And it's trying to get your attention. And sometimes it gets your attention through a tower moment. So if you have not experienced a tower moment, if you do not want to experience the tower moment, maybe just spend some extra time meditating and being like, okay, spirit, I don't like that card. I don't want to pull that card's energy into my life. So what messages can you give me so that we can avoid a tower moment, or so that I can really pause and stop and slow down and listen to what you're trying to say? Somebody over in chat said a tower happened for me in April, and I do feel I'm coming out for it. Yes. Tower is not just about what happened yesterday or last week. It can be a lifelong thing. It can be something unresolved from 3 years ago that you're still feeling every time in your soul, in your energy. Let yourself resolve that. That's the message from today's first card. And also that is a major arcana, which means, oh, y'all, I love this. I just look down at the other cards. Why do I get so fixated? I might be neurodivergent. I know I'm neurodivergent, but I get so fixated on the first cards and like read it as a spread. I just usually read card by card, but we have 3 major arcana. Major arcana means it's going to affect all areas of your life. You can take this message and apply it to all areas of your life. Minor arcana is usually about the day-to-day, the here and now. How can I apply this to what's going on right now? These messages you can apply to all areas of your life. So I've already went deep on the tower. The very next one is how you get out of a tower moment. Bam, the magician. You are the fucking magician, and you forget that. You get in those tower moments and you ask yourself questions like, why is this happening to me? You ask yourself questions like, what things in my life are going to get me out of this? But you forget your own personal power. You can get you at, honestly, you create the tower moments. It's part of your experience here. But whatever, you can uncreate, recreate, create something new just as easily as you created those destructive incidents in your life. You can find a new path if you can fall back into standing in your power as the magician. You are literally the magician. And yes, I'm not saying that everything in your life is a result of your life, because oftentimes in our life, in our personal experience, we have chosen to be in partnership, to be in family, to be in relationship with other people. And those other people are having their own personal experience. And sometimes their personal experience does affect us or does have the ability to affect us. So I'm not saying you choose everything, because they're over there choosing their own things. And let's say your best friend, perfect example, not my best friend. I'm gonna talk about somebody I used to know. Let's say somebody you used to know, a friend. This is trigger moment, so I hope I'm not triggering anybody. In their life experience, their life path, they choose to commit suicide. I had this happen to me recently back in the end of July. So when a friend does that, is that something I chose? No, the only thing I chose was the friendship with this individual. But because of their life choices, now I'm affected in a way that I need to process something. So I'm not trying to say that everything in your life is your fault, but I am saying that as the magician, you have control. Are you going to process it, or are you going to bury that in your subconscious and let it be an issue 40 years from now? You have control over your own life and over how you choose to experience your life, even if other people's experiences and choices are affecting yours. So I do want to say that. The Magician. Isn't that interesting though? We have such a powerful card, also card number 1, because in the Tarot, in the Fool's Journey, the Fool's Journey is another term for all the cards in the major arcana. So we have the Fool. The very first character he mentioned is the Magician, because before he goes about the rest of his life and the rest of his experiences, Spirit, God, the divine wants to remind you, you are the magician. You are in control. Now go about your way and visit and have all these other experiences. But the very first card, the very first message, the Magician. Let's see what the ghost of the Magician is, because I'm very interested in that. The Magician, psychopomp, just like it says. It's one word, but it's psycho and then P-O-M-P, psychopomp. Let's see. Psychopomps assist those, so it's a type of ghost or spirit. Psychopomps assist those transitioning between death and the afterlife and offer comfort to both the living and the dead. The psychopomp helps to provide a bridge between the conscious and the unconscious. In essence, the merging of all layers of consciousness symbolize wholeness and self-awareness. I like that. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to skip to the divinatory meaning. The human psyche hosts limitless knowledge about the universe and the omnipresent energies around us. You, each and every one of you personally, this message is for you. You can access messages beyond the veils of the immediate recognition if you open up channels of communication with the mysteries that lie just beyond limited perceptions. So aside with the message that I gave you about the magician being powerful, about you being in charge of your own life, this is giving you some additional information about just open up those channels. You have access to infinite knowledge, infinite clarity, infinite. Look at those dolphins. Are those dolphins? No, those are birds. But those spirals above the magician's head with his eyes closed are showing that he is accessing that. And you have the ability to access that as well. There was another thought coming into me from Spirit. What does Spirit want me to tell you about the magician? I don't remember. Maybe it'll come back again. Okay. The next one, another major arcana, it's the world. These line up really well. Tower, the world, the magician. I just remember what I was supposed to tell you about the magician. Find some meditations or some practices about calling your power back, or specifically sitting in power. You can find sitting in power is an actual type of meditation. So you can just Google that and you should get some YouTube videos or some scripts that come up for sitting in power. But take some time this week to call your energy back, to sit in, to remind yourself of the badass that you are. Can y'all do that? Can y'all remind yourself of what a badass you are? That's what I wanted to tell you. Then now the next card is the world. So these line up very well because it says you had something that upset you. I'm telling you how powerful you are. I'm telling you how to get out of this. And now the world. The world is everything. Everything is opening up to you. The world is about new cycles. The world is reminding you that the world is your oyster, that everything is possible. The world is look at that. Look at Mr. Skeleton. He's happy even though he's dead. That's the energy of the world. His cycle completed in the living world, and he has a new cycle in the afterlife, and he's just as happy as can be. I bet he'd be dancing if they could draw like one leg up in the air, dancing a little skeletal jig. I love it. The world, that's all I want to say about the world. I'm not going to go to the book on this one. The world is about completing one cycle and immediately starting a new one. If you're familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith, the world is pictured by someone stepping through a wreath. The wreath symbolizes success, victory, the circle, end of cycle. So whatever you just stepped out of, claim it as a success. I don't care how it feels. I don't care what your perception is. If you start telling yourself that that was a successful completion, you will start believing that that was a successful completion. But also pictured by the world is it is someone stepping through that wreath. And as soon as their foot lands on the other side, they begin a new cycle. And it's the last card in the tarot, which means you just go back to one again. And you remind yourself again, I'm the magician. Now that I've completed this cycle and I stepped right back into one, right back into reminding myself I'm the magician. First and foremost, every new cycle, remind yourself of your own power, and then approach that new cycle from that vantage point. I am powerful. I create my own reality. I am the magician. I love these cards side by side in a reading. That is very powerful, very powerful. For those of you that read tarot, you know how powerful it is to have these particular cards in that particular order. So I am loving that. The world is telling you it is time for you to shed the old, embrace the new, and celebrate. Celebrate the completion of whatever you just stepped out of. Celebrate the victory and celebrate this new, thank goodness a new cycle is here, because that last one was a doozy. Even if that's how you celebrate it. Celebrate good times. Come on. Y'all remember that song? Come on, sing it with me. Celebrate good times. We need to get some energy pumping. We need to get some good vibes going for this month. All right, the next two cards are minor arcana, which means this might help you focus on what's going on in your day-to-day life, what's right in front of your face. And we have the Page of Cups. Page, again, is talking about, pages are considered, they are the youngest members of the court cards. And because they are young, they have that young, fresh approach to life. They have that young, optimistic approach. So cups is our emotional center. Cups is also our intuition. Remember, we talked about enlightenment here. And here we talked about open ourselves up to infinite knowledge, open those channels so that we can receive those messages. Also, let me pause and say another reason why I like October. For those of you that are of the witchy persuasion, you know that as we get closer to mind blank, it's not an equinox. As we get closer to the okay, I'm just say as we get closer to October 31st, because it is originally it was a pagan witch celebration, and then we turned it into a holiday. But that is celebrated in the witchy community in the spiritual Samhain. Yes, Christina, thank you. As we get closer to that date was so celebrated by mystics, by spiritualists, by all types of people, because we feel it is understood energetically that the veil gets thinner during that time. I believe that the veil is as thin as you want it to be during any time of year, but collectively, when we all collectively focus our powers and our ability and our beliefs on one date on a calendar, then it blows it wide open for all of us. So another reason why I like October is because it is always a time for us to increase or expand our spiritual or psychic gifts, and also to receive those messages a lot more clearly. And that is because, like I said, because collectively we are all collectively saying the sky is blue. So when we look up, we see a blue sky. And if we all collectively say, in October, the veil is thinner, then guess what? We're all going to collectively be able to experience those messages being more clear, being more readily available. So I firmly believe that. I also believe that we can make the veil as thin as we want during other times of the year. But if the collective is all making it easy for you, why don't you just make it easy for yourself? Please make it easy for yourself. Let this collective energy aid you and assist you. Yes, All Saints Day to some, or Day of the Dead. Yes, also separate. I really like the Day of the Dead celebrations, and so colorful, so colorful. Okay, so Page of Cups. How did I get off track? Page of Cups, new, optimistic, fresh, young outlook. And Cups, because I was talking about intuition. Our intuition is heightened. And so no wonder we're getting this. But the page of the court cards is also the messenger. It's the little young kid who tucked the messages in his little satchel and from kingdom to kingdom, deliver messages. He was the page. And so it's also the deliverer of messages. So maybe you'll be getting a new message about your gifts or ability. Maybe you'll be getting new or stronger intuitive hits, because we're talking about cups. Maybe you'll get new messages about your emotional status, what to do about all these crazy emotions, especially if you had a tower moment, what to do, how to deal with these emotions. Maybe you'll be getting some insights, some messages about that. But definitely that's what this card is talking about. And this card is relating to your day-to-day life. So if you've been asking for something specifically, some clarity on something specifically, it's coming this week. I usually don't give predictions about that. I usually say it's more likely, or maybe you will. It's coming this week. And that's spirit telling me to tell y'all it's coming this week. Get ready for it. Be ready to receive it. Sit in meditation, go for walks in nature, whatever you do, look for angel numbers, whatever you do, it's coming this week. I fully believe that because spirit just told me that. Oh, and that is a good feeling to get a clear, maybe it's because the veil is thinner, to get a clear message like that to come through to deliver to this group. Page of Cups. I do want to see which ghost is represented on this card. I'm just curious, because it looks like a friendly ghost. She don't look scary. She looks like she's looking for something, maybe trying to figure something out. Let's see, which ghost are you? Page. This book is so tiny. Page of Cups is Encantado. Dolphin shapeshifters. Ooh, I like that. Shapeshifters are supernatural animal spirits possessing the ability to transform into humans. Gives a long spiel about what they are, but it also says at night they would sometimes swim to the surface. These particular dolphin shapeshifters change into handsome men and seduce young women. They could also be protective, healing spirits if properly respected. I like that. Okay, the divinatory meaning. A romantic situation may surface, but be aware of the risk involved. Be open to gifts, but make sure there are no strings attached. So basically, I don't like to give messages of fear, like, no, there's something wrong with your romantic relationships. No, I'm not going to give you that message specifically, but I am going to reinterpret that to say, use your intuition to guide you. There's a lot of water involved with the cups. And think about a message, whether it's written down, let's just say it's written down on something, but it's submerged beneath the water. it's not going to be as clear as if you pull that message, that writing out of the water. It's going to have the waves, it's going to have the reflection. You're going to try to figure out what that word is. Is that a G or an O? But when you move that water to the surface and remove that message right out of the water, oh, now you can clearly see exactly what it is. So water often, when you think about something being buried beneath the surface of the water, water can also denote that you are not seeing things as clearly as they could be. So let this messenger, this page, bring things to the surface for you, clarify things for you. And if you're having trouble with clarity, intuition, drop back into your intuition, drop back into your knowing, and follow that above all else. All right. Someone said my card pull yesterday was the Page of Cups. I like it. And now it's coming up twice for you, which means, yes, important information coming through for you there. All right. Last card from the tarot, and then no, because we have the bonus card. I still haven't turned over the bonus card. I'm kind of excited to see what it is, because I'm getting good vibes from this whole message. But the last, I just said the last again. The second to the last card is the Seven of Pentacles. I was trying to read that backwards. The Seven of Pentacles. He kind of reminds me of the ghost of Christmas past, but it looks like he's got some pumpkins. The ghost of Halloween past. He kind of looks like he's dressed like the ghost of Christmas past, as I remember him being portrayed. But in any case, this is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Let me think back into my RWS correlation. The Seven of Pentacles is usually, that's the one where he's sitting down and he's tired. Yes, where he's done the hard work and he's sitting down and he's just looking at this, usually a plant or a tree or something that's just starting to break the surface. So he's done a lot of hard work. Like he's done his research, he bought the seed, he plowed the field, he planted the seed, he made sure the water was right, he made sure he planted it at the right time. He went back and checked to make sure there was no predators, there were no bugs. And now he finally can see something is starting to grow from all of that hard work. But y'all, he's tired. He's just gonna sit down and admire all of the hard work that he's done and give himself gratitude and look at this new growth. Is the new growth completely full blown? Can he eat the apples from the tree yet? No, but at least he knows that all of that hard work is starting to show in a way that makes sense to him. So the Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles is related to our earth, is an earth energy, and Pentacles is about our earthly manifestations. What is here in the physical world that we can see, touch, taste, feel, enjoy physically. And also Pentacles is about anything that we hold valuable here in our physical world. So the Seven of Pentacles is saying, congratulate yourself. You've done a really good job. Don't give up yet. Even if you are one of those people who cannot see the first sprout from the ground, know that the seeds have been planted. This is from Spirit right now, directly to you. Know that the seeds have been planted. Know that beneath the surface of the ground, Spirit, I'm a visual, I'm a clairvoyant. I see images in my head, and Spirit is showing me right now beneath the surface of the ground, and not just a seed that was planted, but a seed that is split open and has the first growth out of it. Has that growth broke the surface of the ground yet? No. Are you about, and I'm talking to y'all, are you about to turn away and walk off because you don't see any sign that anything is happening? Yes. Don't do it. Don't do it, because that growth is about to break the surface of the ground. You're about to see something. And if you fall back into your intuitive knowing, like that Page of Cups, you will know that something is about to pop. Spirit, I know I've been asking you for this for the last 49 years, and I still don't see it for however long y'all might be saying. And I still don't see it, but I feel it. I feel like if I just keep going on, something is about to happen. Just show me something. This is Spirit saying, I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show you something in your physical world. Seven of Pentacles is that your work is about to pay off. I'm gonna drink some of my, y'all, I haven't even had coffee this morning. That's how hyped I am about October. It's a new drink I saw the other day. Y'all know I have to talk about coffee. I mean, it is Tarot, unicorns and coffee. So I'm gonna talk about coffee. I am not a sponsor, but I saw this on the shelf the other day and I was like, well, let me try it. Black Stag Espresso with cream. I bought it because it said espresso with cream. Isn't that a pretty illustration though? Anyway, it's actually pretty good. I got it at a discount, Save-A-Lot. I got it at a discount store and it's actually pretty good. And now I'm going to be buzzing for the rest of the reading. Yes, I'm sorry. RWS is Rider-Waite-Smith. Oh, I just turned over the bonus card. Card number 6 is another major arcana. And look at her, the Empress. The Empress is card number 3. I'm going to just let y'all look at that image for a little bit. We look like we have an angel there. We have some young child or maybe small individual kneeling before the angel, but that's not the type of image you would expect to see in a Ghost and Spirits deck, correct? That is a beautiful image. Card number 3, the Empress. The Empress, piggybacking off the 7 of Pentacles, the Empress is related to Earth energy as well. The Empress is what I consider, in my version of the Fool's Journey, our earthbound divine feminine mother figure. So the Fool visits his parents first. First he visits his spiritual parents, then he visits his earthly and earthbound energy parents. And the Empress is considered our earthbound divine feminine motherly figure that is rooted here in the physical. So that makes a lot of sense that we have Spirit saying, I got you. Hold steady. It's going to come soon. And then we have the Empress saying, of course it is. I am everything. I am abundance. The Empress is abundance. The Empress is also in many decks, not in this deck, but in many decks, not in Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but in many decks, pictured as a pregnant lady sitting out somewhere in nature. Pregnant because she is about to give birth to something. Pregnant because that represents abundance. So again, we're getting a second message energetically that something is about to pop off for you. Y'all just stay the course. The Empress, I love this energy, earthly, motherly, divine feminine. Divine feminine is also about receiving. So if you feel as if you're just not seeing it and it's past the due date and you should have already seen it, you should have already been done, gave birth to it, you should already be singing lullabies to that baby of whatever you're trying to bring into creation. The Empress is also divine feminine and it's about receiving. So I ask you, are you in the receiving mode? Because it's there, it's coming. But if you're not in the receiving mode, if you're still in the questioning, doubting, it's not here, where is it mode, you will never see it. You have to shift out of that mode of asking and shift into the receiving mode so that you can see it. So maybe spend some time this week shifting into the receiving mode because that's the last card we have. So with all of the messages this week, towards the end of the week, after you've incorporated all of those messages from the Tower, the Magician, the World, Page of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, spend some time towards the end of this week just saying, okay, I've done the work. I've done the work and I'm going to spend some time Friday, Saturday, just finding my way to the receiving mode. Relaxing, stop asking, relaxing, start believing, receiving, receiving, receiving. The Empress. Card number 3 was the World for the question over in chat. The Empress, I do want to see why this Empress is depicted as an angel. So I am going to go to the book. Oh, I love it. The Empress in this deck is considered a guardian spirit. So ghost and spirits, guardian spirit. A guardian spirit is a benevolent presence whose mission is one of protection and guidance. The spirit sometimes provides, I need my glasses. The spirit sometimes provides prescient messages at birth or later in life. These spirits could appear as animals and are thought to protect sacred objects and places. I really can't read, I just can't see. This guardian spirit is a bird shapeshifter. So it's not really angelic, it's a bird. I'm gonna still go with angelic because I think guardian spirits can definitely be angelic or from the angelic realm. Birds are often messengers of the soul. The presence of the angelic aura helps to instill a sense of hope and well-being. Birds are often messages of the soul. I like that. The divinatory message, the nurturing power of a mother figure can help you feel more empowered and creative. And if you don't have a mother in your life who you like, there's so many mother spirit figures, energy that you can call on, either living or crossed over, or may have never been physical, but you can call on that energy. By connecting with our feminine attributes, we can be more open to all the possibilities before us. Spirit is trying to remind you that there is more than what you are allowing yourself to see. There is more than what you are allowing yourself to perceive. Open up your eyes, open up your perception, widen your perception so that you can see all of the gifts that I'm trying to get to you. I do like the part where it says spirits are the guardian of the soul. I'm going to encourage y'all to take more notice. Birds are messengers of the soul. I'm going to encourage y'all to take more notice of the birds in your life this week. Do you have any interesting birds fly into your perception? Any weird things with birds? Maybe you saw a funny commercial about a bird. I believe the birds are the messengers of the soul. And this is something I heard from Abraham Hicks a while back when it was a question from someone about why do you use animals? And Abraham Hicks, also known as Infinite Intelligence, answered because animals in the animal kingdom are so much less resistant than humans. I don't think a squirrel ever sits up in its tree thinking, I don't think there's enough nuts today. I think Fred over in that other tree got most of the nuts, and I don't think there's going to be enough nuts left for me. What if I don't have enough nuts to fill my family? Oh my goodness. Oh my good. I don't think squirrels think that. Squirrels just wake up and they go look for the damn nuts. So the animal kingdom is so much less resistant than us. It doesn't have the animals don't have the frustrations and the stresses and the doubts and the fears that we do. The animals are much more instinctual. And so by them being less resistant, it allows non-physical, the divine, to get messages through those animals so much more clearly, because we're over here being as resistant as we can. And spirit is like, I have been trying for the last 30 minutes to get a message through to Valorie. Oh, look, a squirrel. I bet I could get a message through to that squirrel a lot faster than I can to Valorie. I'm gonna make that squirrel do something really weird to get Valerie's attention. And that's how the divine works. It's looking down and it's seeing what is in the immediate vicinity of this person I'm trying to communicate with, and how can I best communicate with them? And if there are animals present, whether it's a personal pet or an animal out in nature, you better believe spirit is going to work with that animal and with that animal's energy to try to get a message to you. So I firmly believe that spirit uses animals for that reason. And birds, being one of the animals in the animal kingdom that can travel far distances and move in ways that other earthbound animals cannot, birds are some of the most perfect divine messengers of spirit. So be on the lookout for birds in your life this week, and see how they show up, and ask them if they have any messages for you. Ask them psychically or ask them out loud. I want to know how many of y'all walk out into public just talking to the birds this week. What are you doing? Your friends are going to be like, what are you doing? You're going to be like, well, this internet psychic told me to talk to birds, and so I'm trying to get messages from birds. Y'all, that would be hilarious. If y'all do that, take videos. I want to see them. All right. That's our tarot. Let's move on to, I spent a long time on the tarot, and that's okay because I feel like that was needed. Let's move on to messages from Oracle cards. All right. Someone said, I firmly believe that the bird is my spirit animal. Now I've been struggling with certain things that you've absolutely hit on today. Oh, thank you for this. Truly needed. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And let's thank and give all the thanks to spirit, because that was spirit's message. I'm just the mouthpiece. I'm just the entertaining, sarcastic, foul mouthpiece. But that message was from spirit. All right, Dragon Path Oracle. Oh, I like it. Luna. Y'all know my love for the moon. Look, I'm wearing selenite, which is a stone closely. Luna, I love the moon, and we have. And I opened the book directly. Pay attention. Let's see, as her name suggests, Luna is connected to our moon and her phases. She is a mother figure, another mother figure. And due to her watery nature and more water, she connects to emotions, creativity, and of course, water. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is rather lengthy, but it says she urges us to follow our creativity and to revisit latent talents, whether they are musical, written, in the field of performing, and so on. She tells me, and this is a quote from the author writing the book, because these dragons talked to the author as they were crafting this oracle deck. So Luna spoke to the author and said, "These activities are good for the soul. You can lose yourself in the moment, become engrossed in a piece of work, and embrace the bliss that accompanies such activities." I like it. Lose yourself in the moment. That reminds me of the Eminem song. I love that song. Okay. Luna, connecting back to your intuition, and it's saying let creativity be the portal to that. Let creativity be your portal to connecting in with your intuition. Take some time to do something creative. Take some time to do something creative. I'm going to go with believe in your own magic. Since we pulled the magician card early on in our tarot pull, Spirit, give us a card, a reminder that will help us remember who the fuck we are, that will help us remember that we are magicians. Expectations. And it says, don't seek anyone's approval. Look, another moon. Card number 12. The moon is really significant for some reason in our readings today. So see how you can attune to the moon this week. Excuse me. Expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. People will always have their own expectations of who they think you should be. And opinions are almost always based on restrictive societal norms, and therefore are extremely unrealistic. No matter what they tell you, remember that you have permission to be whatever it is you wish to be. You don't need anyone else's approval, only yours. I feel like that message was a specific answer to someone's asking. That it absolutely was. Ooh, I don't know what somebody is going through, but somebody has been asking if they should be doing X, Y, Z. And this was a specific answer to you. And it's the stop seeking other people's approval. Re-examine whatever you're asking yourself. Does it have any notion of trying to seek somebody else's approval? Are you doing it because you want to make your mom or daddy proud? Are you doing it because your partner would really like it if you did that thing or cut your hair that way or wore that dress that you, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for somebody else? Maybe re-examine whatever decision it is that you think you have to make and ask yourself, am I doing it for myself or am I doing it for somebody else? All right. Barrel. This feels like a really good reading. Are y'all vibing on this reading? I am. You know what? Since the moon is coming up so much, I'm gonna read from the Moonology deck. Should I read from this deck or the other one? The Moonology Manifestation deck. Oh, where is it? Where are you? Moonology Manifestation deck. Huh. I see my Moonology deck, but I don't see the manifestation one. Well, isn't that interesting? I guess we're going with this one then. I guess that's what Spirit wants us to do. What messages from the moon do we have? Oh, I like this message. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. I like it for several reasons because I'm a Sagittarius. but also luck is on your side. Now, why is luck attributed to a Sagittarius new moon? Because Jupiter is the ruling planet for Sagittarians, and Jupiter is known as the planet of luck. So let's see what this new moon in Sagittarius has to say for us. I'm going to get straight to the attune to the moon. Let me just do that section since I just said the moon keeps coming up. Let's figure out how we can attune to the moon. In relation to this question, or in relation to the energy of this card, luck is on your side. Attune to the moon says, count your blessings, literally. Write them down or say them out loud. It's a gratitude practice, y'all. Gratitude is the doorway to receiving blessings. Gratitude opens our awareness to the blessings that are all around us. Gratitude opens our awareness to, I should write that shit down. Y'all, I'm not smart enough to come up with that. That was a message straight from spirit. Gratitude opens our awareness to the blessings that are all around us and ever present. Ooh, that sounds like some smart shit that just fell out of my mouth. Okay, let's wrap it up with something fun. Wrap it up with something fun. Let's cultivate some inner fucking peace this week. We had a tower, so maybe some of y'all are still like just trying to catch your breath. How can we cultivate more peace? How can we calm more peace into our life? Let's see, I'm gonna shuffle this real good. I'm gonna pull something real good. Oh, somebody said that message that I said, I had a feeling that it was not just a general message for the group. I had a feeling that that was a specific message. And somebody said that was me. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry, but you know what? Crying is good because that's a releasing of energy. That's a releasing of stored up energy. When you cry, whether it's crying tears of joy or crying from sadness, it's always a release. So I encourage y'all, go have yourself a good cry. I'm glad that helped. I'm glad that message resonated with you. Oh, I had a feeling. I love it when y'all give me confirmation that my feelings were right. I had a feeling that today's gonna be a good day. Okay. Remember, I talked about fall and October and how much I love fall because it's a period where things start to slow down after all the chaotic energies of summer. Spirit's message to us today about how we can cultivate inner fucking peace. Slow the fuck down. Take a hint from a sloth. Look at that pretty sloth with flowers in his hair. Take some time this week to slow down. I'm gonna challenge you, 30 minutes of doing nothing. You got 7 days. Find 30 minutes, and I'm not talking about in your sleep. Don't be trying to cheat and say, well, I didn't do nothing when I was asleep. No, 30 minutes of doing nothing where you don't have to shut your phone off, unplug, no phone, 30 minutes of doing nothing. I'm getting an image of people sitting in a park, maybe sitting in the grass. I won't be one of those people sitting in the grass. I don't do bugs. I will sit on the bench, but sitting in a park and just for 30 minutes, do nothing. Maybe you want to see if any birds come your way. Maybe you just want to sit and do nothing. 30 minutes. Y'all can commit 30 minutes to doing nothing this week. That's Spirit's message. Take a message from a sloth. All right. Let's see. I think that's it. I want to make sure I didn't miss any important things over in the chat. I do want to encourage you one last time, please sign up for my newsletter. I don't want to do a whole bunch of work every month making a newsletter and nobody reads it. It's going to be a good newsletter. I'm putting my foot into this newsletter. It might be slow going, but I'm gonna give y'all content over advertising. So please sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. The first one will go out today and then it will go out every Monday. I'll try to have some tips and tricks, maybe some articles on spirituality, definitely some stuff about the moons as we get close to those new moon, full moons, and the eclipses. So that's all I have for you. Thank you all so much. I have so much gratitude for you all. That's on my list of things I'm grateful for. So much gratitude for you all, for the questions you bring to Spirit and for allowing me to be the mouthpiece to deliver these messages, and just for your energy, just for showing up on Mondays and lending your energy to this group. So thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. Go out there and manifest.